Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Victoria 2, where we're playing as Prussia. We're at war with Egypt, and unfortunately the British didn't want to have anything to do with us anymore, so we're in an alliance with Spain right now, which is not exactly ideal, but I guess we'll have to deal with it. At the very least, we finally got some countries like two Sicilies to join us in the war against Egypt, which is mostly necessary for the navy, since we can't really have a navy of our own because we just don't have that many ports. Yes, sure. So that is a bit unfortunate. Now I did say that I would have a little bit more room for one more casus belli, and I'm going to do that on Ethiopia. So let's justify demand concession, because that will open up the way to establish protectorates later on. So that's going to be plenty useful. Meanwhile, there are 13 clipper transports. That's fine. I'm going to send these guys back over to Stettin, where I'm going to have a bunch of guys move in there as well. I need some troops to land down here and then move up to that place in order to take it. And getting up to Ethiopia is not going to be the easiest thing either. Let's take a look though, because we currently... Okay, this is at 100. Let's make sure that the Austrians also have 0. At some point this is going down, so that's good. We don't need to invest that much longer into it. I really don't... well, I do like Temperance League. Let's just read it. With the ravages of alcohol taking a daily toll on our people, tearing away every day with newfound intensity at the moral and spiritual fabric of our national character, it becomes imperative for us to bond together in defense of public virtue and to educate and uplift the poor and the downtrodden to the virtues of temperance. For quite some time now, our country has been dealing with increases in the consumption of alcohol. Readily available and cheap distilled spirits, in combination with hard working conditions, make the poorer classes especially susceptible to this deadly poison. It comes as no surprise that a Prussian Temperance League has been formed. Well, as I always say, everything in moderation. If we don't do this, we'll get less prestige, less farming, and less mining efficiency. But if we do get Temperance League, then we get a whole lot of this stuff, but a little bit of militancy. So we're basically forced to adopt this initiative. Let's go for Cairo first and then get the rest of Sinai. I don't think they'll go to peace that quickly. No, indeed. But I can't do more claims against them, otherwise we'll go for the infamy limit, and that would be bad. So... yeah, in general, things are going apace. Trying to get forts in multiple places. It's a shame they actually don't have a way to show where I have forts and where I don't. That's the only thing that I kind of miss in all these maps, because I have to almost manually check that. That's just not super useful. Oh well, that's fine. We'll surely be able to do okay. Let's actually get this to 60. We have enough money to do this, and I don't want these guys to run poorly, basically. Seems like we have had some ports that have been done. Well, it does mean I can build a few more of these. There we go. I do need a bigger fleet any which way, and it does give me a few points, so that's actually pretty good. This is going really fast, though, this taking care of this. So... yeah, one is fine. I don't know if they're spending on it, but I'll keep an eye on it. And let's also do Luxembourg. Meanwhile, let's get that to 100. Get these other guys kicked out. And it doesn't... Let's actually take a look though. Whether they're actually investing. Doesn't seem like it. But I don't... Yeah, let's not worry then. Let's go for some other guys. Let's start with Bavaria. And we'll see how that goes. I'll be happy once I've at the very least created the North German Federation, because putting influence onto these countries is hard work. Yeah. No, that's fine. The one good thing is that we don't actually get that much infamy currently, so I'm happy about that. Let's send these guys as well. I don't want them to suddenly get caught by the Egyptian fleet and get wrecked. So having a few additional ships, even if it's only 3, will certainly help in that way. I have to go all the way down, so let's first take a short break over here, so that at the very least they can recover a little bit. And that's probably a good idea. How are we here? Bavaria. Okay, so the Austrians are taking quite a long time in dealing with it. I'm actually happy about that. So that means that probably at the very least we'll be able to get our opinion up to friendly. So I also have to keep a close eye on when they actually get down there, and when the Austrians get too much influence. Actually, for a lot of people, we're investing in Hanover as well. That's not necessary, I think, for now. Let's just purely go for Bavaria at the moment. Alright, great. So with Bavaria, increase the opinion. Then we'll stop. And now I'm going to move on to Württemberg. And we're going to keep doing that. Like I said, it's very... micro-intensive, but it's definitely what I need to do, I think. So we'll be on time for Sokoto, because that was in March. Yes. Okay, that's okay. Just need to make sure that we declare before March, and then there's not going to be a whole lot of worry at that point. Interesting that my population is actually going down now. Wonder... I mean, my tariffs are not particularly great, but... look, I need a lot of money in order to build all these forts. Following Britain's lead, in 1839, Prussia, under the influence of some religious and social figures, passed a law strictly regulating the amount of child labor that was possible during the year. We're getting prestige. There's going to be some consciousness. I have to upgrade 2 factories over here to get a little bit more of that sweet factory going. Alright, let's stop at Württemberg so that they can discredit me. Move to Baden. And there we go. I'll see in what I'm going to invest it afterwards, because at some point it will not be necessary anymore to invest into those countries, very likely. I can probably try to go after something like Modinia in order to make sure that they at least spend their points in trying to prevent me from doing anything nasty, instead of, you know, just kicking me out of Bavaria altogether. That's probably the most useful thing to do. And oh yeah, I can't land there anymore. So let's just go here for a second. So now we got Sinai, excellent, and move in here. So we can soon declare on Sokoto. We don't actually get to... Oh, we actually do get to build some guys there. I guess I can do this for now. We'll probably not get too many at Tunis, but if we can get them in other places from Africa, then it might actually be useful to do this. Most of these guys are not doing very well. That's fine. Yeah, we actually don't have that much army here. Let's actually switch up those clergymen there. They can get to 4%, but it's taking very long. So let's switch it up. Because in other places they're a lot lower. So that would be no good. Oh, it's already February. Whoops. Means I need to go for imperialism. For sure. Baden, let's increase opinion. And now I will allow myself to get discredited at Württemberg. And yep, there we go. I'll declare war on Sokoto, not to forget. Demand East Hausaland. Don't need to call my allies since they can't help anyway. Yeah, indeed. You can no longer go down. They're allied with Nejd, actually. But I need to declare war before 31st of October, huh? That's actually relatively soon. But, because I didn't get any infamy penalty from Ethiopia, I can actually declare on something else as well. What about Transvaal? That would be conquest only. Oranje? No. It's because they're civilized. I guess I could technically take Zulu. Probably? Yes, established protector base 10. So that would be too high if I get discovered immediately. So I would have to go for a concession. How about Morocco? I can't. Algeria, I also can't do that. I might try to get a concession from Oman, because that would give me, like, I can then either go for Omani Somaliland or Zanzibar is probably the best, because that has 3 provinces. And Omani Somaliland, yeah, that's okay. Let's go for that. Omani Zanzibar. We can demand a concession. Why not? Because I can start influencing once again. I can do that from 1842. Yeah. That will still take a while. We've been discredited at Württemberg. Discredited Spain. Perfect. Very good. Okay. So we are at war there now. Yeah, see, this is exactly why I didn't want to go for that 10 infamy. It would be running a serious risk right there. It'll be a disaster. So this is actually good. I'm doing okay here at least. Very nice. And I am building those naval bases, aren't I? Oh yeah, they probably prevented me from building it there because they actually took that territory. That's unfortunate, but fine. So I want to continue actually building those fortresses as well in multiple places over here. It's still a bit challenging. Ugh. Same applies actually for my my infantry. They probably already... Oh, they don't have attrition yet. That's good. I would have assumed that they would have already gotten quite a bit of attrition, but it's not that bad actually. That's very nice. Okay. Yeah, we're discredited. Okay, that's fine, fine. They're probably going to try and discredit France as well. But the fact that, let's see, at Baden I am not discredited. So let's do that. I'm sure I'll get discredited very soon. But I'm not too worried. Yeah. Let's stop. And so I'm gonna invest into something else which is also Austrian. The biggest one is Tuscany. So let's work on that and see what the Austrians... Well, let's take a look at Luxembourg. We're not at 100, so let's invest in that. At Hanover, we're also not at 100, so let's invest in that too for now. How about Saxony? They've actually built up a little bit again, but let's just leave them. Don't want to wake sleeping lions. And I'll just wait for a bit. So where am I gonna harbor these? I can't go around this, so in order to get over here, I need to use these troops. So let's just go back, and we might actually be able to use the African armies as well in conquering part of Ethiopia. That's probably the best solution right now. But I do need to make sure that it's September. October, that's even better. 31st of October. Alright. Excellent. What are you missing? A hussar? And an infantry. Let's keep building. I would think I'm a lot more powerful than the units at Sokoto, so we should be able to get East Hausaland relatively easily, I think. I hope. What am I actually... I already forgot what I'm putting my claim on Oman, right. It's a bit difficult getting stuff from Africa right now, but we're getting all these territories which are so far apart, but since I don't really have that much else to do, I kind of just have to go with it. Okay, they're getting a bit problematic, the Austrians there, so I'll leave both of these for now. Make sure that we get rid of them in Saxony. I'm most afraid of losing Saxony, so yeah. Where is my fleet? So you're gonna pick up the troops. Move around. I mean, I know this isn't the perfect stack, but at least it's better than nothing. That's... Alright, if they want to flee, that's not too problematic. Apparently, they're just gonna cause me a lot of problems. Let's get rid of these guys at Luxembourg. Apparently, the French are... Yeah, I need to ban their embassy again. There we go. Seems like these guys, once they leave their country, they're not going to come back. So that's actually something that's quite useful. The fact that they don't come back. It's a bit weird, but it certainly does help me at the moment. I don't have to continuously be wary of fighting them. Which is not nice, you know, it's definitely a problem that they come back continuously. So... and that's all looking fine. Need to make sure that I get this before anything nasty happens. Which I'm sure will work out just fine. And okay, still have 1 month since end of October. Let's get in there. Move in here. And let's siege the capital. I already want peace. Excellent. Which means that I get to expand over here already into Bornu. Meanwhile, I need to walk in such a way that we don't suffer too much attrition while going over to Ethiopia. Let's just declare war now before I forget. And I can either go for Amhara or Oromia. This is Amhara and this is Oromia. So I'd rather do Oromia. I believe... oh yeah, it's these three. I'm quite sure I can then also immediately expand into these two areas. Whereas if I take Amhara, I get these two or these three. And I get to expand down here. But... well, this has coffee. And this doesn't. So I guess it would be nice to have coffee. So let's go for Oromia. And let's already declare war. I can call my allies. I think it doesn't matter who would not join. Spain. And Switzerland neither. We'll be fine. Just need to declare because I will otherwise forget. And I also need to be careful to make sure I don't forget to declare on Oman before the 7th of July. But that's still a while apart. So it's just that I shouldn't forget for sure. But I think we got this. So what are we investing in now? Luxembourg. Let's cancel that and let's see once I get to 5th of November. Alright, that's still a little bit of time. I just don't want to waste anything, really. No points and things like that. What can I build? 2 artillery and an infantry in Europe. I want to keep my armies separate if I can. So use African armies and also use North German armies, so to say, because that will allow me to, you know, focus more on spreading the troops. So that's probably for the better. Indeed. Let's build some forts everywhere. That's again a lot of money. But I would say it's well worth it. Still some forts up here, only at Pomerania, that I need to build. But it's fine, we almost have enough money to do this. Right, so these troops... they have to now get shipped. And I'll send them over to Tunis, and then from Tunis they're going to go down. They're going to suffer a bit of attrition, but it's, you know, better than doing absolutely nothing with them. So let's do it. And that's the last attack that we're gonna make anyway before any time soon. Okay, Luxembourg. We're doing okay kicking out the British, but since we can already invest again here, I think that's definitely worth it. Let's go for Bavaria first because it's the biggest and thus most important out of all those three. I think they'll be just fine. With those diplomatic points, I can at the very least also invest into these, so get my relations up, and that will help me get more influence with them over time. That's quite worth it. Excellent. Seems like we're still number 4, luckily. We got to 5 for a little bit, but I think we're doing okay. Seems like the USA kicked out the Russians that are just not doing super well. We're actually pretty decent militarily, although the Russians still outmatch us. It's a long walk, but should be okay. We'll just wait a little bit in Sokoto before continuing on. Why didn't you move? I thought they did send them out. That should be fine. That's what I think. Bavaria. I need to get them out of their sphere. That will take a while. I can't do it immediately. Definitely not. No. Oh, they stopped influencing them, huh? That's very interesting. It's a shame I can't actually see what they're like really investing in, although they're back to us again. Seems like they're still getting some attrition here. Yeah. But we got idealism, so that's good. I do want to work with functionalism after that, and we can, well, yeah, biologism will have to wait, but functionalism once again give me a bit more research points, get the literacy up and things like that. So I think that's worth it. Yeah, these are, I guess, fine places, but we're still suffering quite a bit of attrition everywhere. We can, okay, they're actually discrediting us. Then it's better just to move on and move to Württemberg. When did I need to declare an Oman again? Before July. I can handle that. So we actually only got Egypt and Sokoto now, but at least for this episode, but I guess in the next episode we'll get Oman and Ethiopia then. Things are, yeah, going apace. I think the start, especially for, even for Germany, it's, you know, nothing special, but especially with all this microing, that's very important. Things are gonna be pretty slow. Ah, well. Still 0.4, eh? Well, it's not the end of the world anymore. What happened? Did we get kicked out in Baden? No, that's just nothing. Huh. Alright. No worries. These guys, though, they're in terrible shape. I didn't think it would be that bad, but you can definitely go in here. We'll take care of things afterwards. I think, well, I don't know how quickly they will fold any which way, but I will declare on Oman as well, and then I want Omani Zanzibar. And against these, I can ask Sweden and 2 Sicilies, which I will, but great and great. That's exactly what I needed. Seems like Austria is not too willing to commit there. I will probably have to get rid of those stacks because that is not looking very amazing. I'm just disappointed that we cannot build that artillery. It seems like the market has dried up even though we're number 4. That's crazy. It means that number 1, 2, and 3 is buying up all the world's artillery. Saxony is offering an alliance. Good. They're my sphere. They better want an alliance. Yeah. I think these guys might actually come too late. We'll see how it goes. I'm not too afraid of Abu Dhabi. Yeah, sure. Russians usually do expand over here, although I think they probably have... What is their request against Kokand? What do they want? Demand concession. So they're probably just gonna get one part, like Akimolinsk. Everything here is so messed up. How many different provinces do they have? That's nuts. They have, like, Kokand itself only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same, but 5 provinces. That looks like a lot, though. It's less bad than I had imagined, but it's still quite bad. It's tough to conquer that way, or at least it requires a lot of time and a lot of infamy and stuff, so it might not be really worth it to do so. We'll see where the army is and take it after, or try to attack afterwards. But now that at least we have this one province, it does mean that for defense, it means that I want to get into Bonga before they do, but that's probably not going to happen. If I just take this over, then I can then switch generals. Did I get discredited? No, but I soon will probably. If I do this, make the switch. Yeah, so let's go back to Bavaria. No, 2nd of August. How about Luxembourg? Are we doing good? Then Hanover, good. And here we're good. Okay, so let's invest a little bit into Hanover for now, because we're at 65. I think we could do better. They're almost there. This will at least also allow me to walk a little bit faster without getting into any trouble. And there are a lot of people there, so we'll get some troops. Would like to get somebody with some decent attack. Doesn't have to be the absolute craziest, but even a +1 will help. Okay. Well, either way, I'm gonna end the video here. And I want to thank you for watching. Do hope you enjoyed this one as well. We'll continue our expansion in the next episode, and I'm quite sure we'll be able to form the North German Federation at that point as well. And once we do, it's time for Austria to join glorious Germany. Thanks for watching, take care, and see you next time. Bye-bye.